Welcome back, Spyder owners. Today we have our X-Wing LED trunk lights for the Can-Am Spyder. If you want a 2017 or newer F3 Limited or a 2020 or newer RT Limited, and you've been on the lookout for a way to light up the rear end of your bike, then you may be interested in our X-Wing lighting strips from the team over at TricLED. These lights are encased in a smoked black tubing that protects them from the elements while allowing them the flexibility to perfectly contour to the body lines of the rear top case. They're backed with automotive grade 3M VHB backing tape for maximum adhesion and feature red LED running lights, brake lights, and amber turn signals. And each kit includes everything needed for the installation, including upper and lower LED lighting strips, blinker modules, extensions, and integration harnesses that are 100% plug and play. Once installed, the illumination adds a bold visual statement that not only looks great, but increases your likeliness of being seen by other motorists while out on the open road. Now that you know what this mod is and what it can do for you, allow us to walk you through the installation on our Shop 2020 Spyder RT.
Before you begin, make sure that your bike is on level ground, your parking brake is engaged, and that you've allowed your engine adequate time to cool. The manufacturer recommends adding a dab of dielectric grease to the electrical connection points on all lighting strips and extension harnesses included with the kit. Start by pressing down on your key and turning it clockwise to unlock and lift your driver's seat. Then reach your hand underneath the driver's seat to unlatch the two clips holding in your passenger seat so that you can lift it up and off the bike. Open your rear trunk lid and turn the quick release knob counterclockwise a quarter turn until it turns red so that you can unlock it from the bike. Slightly lift up the top case a few inches until it hits the safety latch, then press the release button so that you can tilt the case all the way forward. Next, unlatch your left-hand side saddlebag door so that you can remove the 4 fasteners located here. Depending on the year of your bike, you'll either have metal screws or plastic push-pin style screws like us. Then use a T27 Torx and 10mm wrench to remove the nut and bolt located here. Use a small flathead screwdriver to pull out on the metal retention clip on the upper shock mount so that you can disconnect it from the bike. Use a T20 Torx wrench to remove the 2 screws located here. Depending on your model year, you'll need either an 8mm socket or T20 Torx wrench to remove this screw, and then a T20 Torx to remove this screw here. Then lift up to carefully remove the plastic trim panel so that you can access and remove the screw underneath it with a T15 Torx wrench. Then repeat this process for the saddlebag on the other side of the bike. Next, we'll need to apply painter's tape just underneath the bottom edge of the painted body panel on the lower side of the trunk. This will outline our adhesion zone for the lower lighting strip. The spacing between the edge of the tape and the painted panel should be equal to the width of the LED strip. Then repeat on other side. Again, making sure that the distance between the edge of the tape and the painted body panel is equal to the width of the LED lighting strip. Carefully lower the trunk back down and open the lid so that we can remove the 3 screws located here with a T20 Torx wrench. This will allow us to remove the painted body panel from the trunk. There's a clip on the front side of the panel nearest the speaker and plastic tabs along the bottom. Pull slightly down and out to remove the panel. Then repeat on other side. We'll also apply painter's tape along the crease in the plastic so that we can define our adhesion zone. This is important as we only want to clean and prep the painted surface area that the LED lighting strip will cover. Next, clean the surface area between the tape lines with the included alcohol pad, as well as this area here on the back side of the panel, and allow that to dry. Then use the included adhesion promoter to prep the surface area between the tape lines, as well as that same location on the back side of the panel, and allow that to dry. You can then remove the painter's tape. You should see a clear difference between the prepped and unprepped surface area. Locate one of the two longer LED strips. Start at the narrower rear section of the body panel, making sure that the wiring harness is facing towards the front of the panel. Then peel back small sections of the backing film at a time and carefully adhere the LED strip into place, pressing firmly as you go to ensure maximum adhesion. Grab one of the included square zip tie mounts, insert a zip tie, then remove the backing film and press firmly into place to adhere it to the back side of the panel. Tuck the wiring harness from the upper light strip over to the back side of the panel and zip tie it into place. Once the upper light strip is fully mounted, it should look like this. Then repeat these steps to mount the remaining upper LED strip to the painted body panel on the other side of the trunk. Once both upper strips are complete, use one of the included alcohol wipes to clean the surface area just above the painter's tape and allow that to dry. Then go back through and use one of the adhesion promoter pads to prep that same surface area and allow that to dry. Locate one of the two shorter LED strips and pull back a small section of the protective backing film. Make sure that the wiring harness is facing towards the front of the trunk, then start adhering at the rear centermost location just above the painter's tape. Use the painter's tape as a guide, pulling back small sections of the backing film as you go, pressing firmly along the way to adhere into place. Remove the painter's tape and repeat for the lower LED strip on the other side of the trunk. Next, grab an extension harness and plug it into the single end of one of the included Y harnesses, feeding the long extension wire through the empty channel on the underside of the speaker panel until it comes out near the bottom side of the case. You'll have two connectors left at the end of the Y harness. One plugs into the lower LED strip and one plugs into the upper strip. Carefully tuck in your wiring as you reinstall the painted body panel back onto the side of the trunk, making sure that the plastic clip and plastic tabs are seated properly. You'll pull up and push in until you hear the panel snap back into place. Lower the trunk down and reinstall the 3 factory screws using a T20 Torx wrench. Make sure that the wiring coming off each LED strip is tucked nicely behind the panel and out of sight for a super clean look. Then repeat on other side. You can now pull back slightly on the side body panel at the rear of the bike to expose the OEM taillight harness. Route the extension wire from the light strips over to the taillight. Then locate and disconnect the factory taillight harness and intercept it with one of the included plug-and-play harnesses included with your kit. Plug in one of the plug-and-play blinker modules into the black 4-pin connector coming off the harness we just plugged in. Plug the 2-pin connector on the other end of the blinker module into the extension harness going to the light strips. Please note that the remaining yellow wire with red butt connector will not be used for this installation. Tuck your wiring neatly away and turn on your ignition to test your LED lighting strips. You should have red running lights, brake lights, as well as amber turn signals. If everything looks good, repeat this process for the other side. Then again, turn on your ignition to make sure that all lighting strips illuminate with red running lights, brake lights, and amber turn signals. Then you can reinstall your body panels in reverse order.
And there you have it, folks. Now, if a set of X-Wing lights is something that you'd like to see on your Spyder, head over to slingmods.com today or click the link in the description below to grab a set for yourself. Feel free to like and subscribe so that you can keep seeing cool content just like this. I'm Jen, and we'll see you out on the road.